Have you heard the buzz about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Brace yourself for an exciting revelation. Spider-Punk swings into action. This remarkable character combines the element of both Spider-Man and the original Prowler from 1969 comics, but with a unique twist from an alternate universe. The original Prowler, Hobie Brown, started his journey as a small-time thief, but his encounter with Spider-Man transformed him into a heroic figure. However, in a different timeline, Aaron Davis took up the mantle of the Prowler in 2011, carrying on the legacy. It's incredible to see these two iconic characters merge together, showcasing the creative possibilities of the Spider-Verse. Wait, what? There's a deleted post-credit scene from Across the Spider-Verse? Recently, we learned about two scenes that didn't make it into the final version of the film. One of these scenes would have featured the Spot visiting the bar known as No Name, a notorious establishment in Marvel Comics where supervillains gather. It would have been exciting to witness various iconic Spider-Man villains making cameo appearances in the bar. However, the purpose of the scene would have been to highlight how the Spot is constantly mocked by these villains, highlighting that Miles is not the only one who views the Spot as a joke. As for the post-credit scene, it would have shown the Spot returning to the bar and unleashing his newfound power and anger by destroying everything and everyone in his path. Although both scenes sound intriguing, it's understandable why they were ultimately removed. The cliffhanger ending of the film is undeniably captivating and left audiences in shock. Personally, I believe it would have been interesting to include the first scene and then transition into Beyond the Spider-Verse with the destructive bar scene. How did Miles find himself transported to the wrong universe towards the end of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie? If you haven't seen the movie and don't want spoilers, be cautious. In the final moments, Miles decides to finally reveal his true identity as Spider-Man to his mom, but he discovers that Spider-Man doesn't exist in her universe. This raises the question of how he ended up there. When Miles meets other spider-powered characters at Spider Society, they explain that their go-home machine analyzed DNA of anomalies to determine their Earth of origin and return them to their proper dimensions. As we know, Miles is from Earth 1610, but the spider that bit him actually came from Earth 42. Just as Miguel is about to send Miles back to his own dimension, the machine detects DNA only from Earth 42. This causes Miles to be mistakenly sent to the wrong universe where he encounters an evil version of himself. In Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, an intriguing question arises regarding the origin of the Spot's powers. Surprisingly, it all traces back to a seemingly innocent bagel. Keen observers may recall a scene in the first movie where Miles hurls a bagel that fortuitously lands on one of the scientists who ultimately becomes the Spot. But how exactly does this encounter lead to his acquisition of the powers? The movie reveals the answer. As one of the scientists involved in the development of the Kingpin Super Collider, his actions inadvertently lead to the spider bite that grants Miles his abilities from another dimension. As fate would have it, when the Super Collider faces destruction at the climax of the first film, the Spot finds himself ensnared in the ensuing explosion, resulting in his fusion with the vast interdimensional energy. Who could have predicted that a humble bagel would hold such immense consequences?